have to deal with these feelings. Shawty hate it, but she know I'm in. Shawty hate it, but she know baby.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Vonna, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about how life be life. Now, I don't know if everybody ever heard that terminology or that saying before, but I say it all the time, especially right now in life, because life really be life. And I want to talk about it today specifically because life been lifing. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how life be life. First, want to talk about how, like, no matter what you're going through in life, you really do have to keep going. Like, it's gonna be times in life where you feel like complete shit. You feel like you're not getting enough sleep, you're not eating how you're supposed to. You might feel like your health is going downhill, your mental health is going downhill. You may feel like your house is looking crazy, kids looking a mess, you look like a mess, you feel like a mess, and it's because life be life. I'm here to tell you, like, you have to keep going. Like, you have to keep going no matter how stressful things may be, no matter how heavy or hard things are. Like, you really do have to keep going because I'm a true believer in, like, the roughest times create the most beautiful stories. I know it's hard to believe, especially if you're in that rough time right now, but I promise you, there is light at the end of that tunnel. So just keep going. A lot of times we stress ourselves out so much because we're so focused on making those 10 extra steps, those 20 extra steps, trying to get ahead. When in reality, you really have to sit there and be like, okay, I might not be able to see those 10 steps. I might not be able to see what's in front of me. But you know what you can do? If you can't see what's in front of you, just take one step. Just take that step forward because I learned, like, there's only two options. There's only two choices. You can either go forward and do it fearfully, scared, anxious. Whatever's forward is mysterious, but one thing you definitely can count on is whatever is back there, you've been there already, so you don't want to go back. And that's just something I've learned personally, like just from experience. Like, you really do have to keep pushing forward, even if it's scary, because it's either front or back. And if you go back, you already know what's back there. And you can just be comfortable, or you might be stagnant, but who wants to stay where they already been? Like, you've already experienced it. You literally already learned what you can learn there. Like, you've seen what you needed to see. You've experienced what you needed to experience. Now it's time to keep going and move forward. If you don't, time doesn't stop for nobody. And that's another thing. Like, you really could wake up and realize how much time has passed just because you were just so caught up on something or dwelling on something. You know, like, if you're dwelling on something, you can't get past it. That's all you're thinking about. Whether it stressed you out, whether it made you upset, whether it's a relationship you have with somebody, whether it's a friendship, whether it's your relationship with your family. If you're dwelling on that, the earth doesn't stop spinning. It's gonna keep going. So if you're focusing and stressing and worrying about relationships with people, or your financial situations, or your living situations, or your transportation situation, anything, if you're stressing and dwelling and worrying and you're hyper focusing on that, it's not gonna change anything, for one. And two, you're gonna sit there and look up one day and realize, like, so much time has passed you by and you can't get it back. Like, that's why they say time is priceless. You can't pay for time. Like, you might get paid for your time, but you can't pay for more time. Once it's gone, it's gone. So you really do have to just keep going and appreciate the time you already have, because you never know when that time is gonna be up. Like, you don't know when your last day is gonna be your last day. None of us do. We know our birthdays, the day we were born, but we don't none of us know our death dates. We really don't. So I just feel like a lot of us get so caught up in what we coulda, woulda, shoulda did, instead of being like, okay, that time has already passed. What can I do now to move forward? What action can I take today? What action can I take at this moment that could push me forward to what I'm trying to go. Like, you can focus so much on the past, and all that's doing is wasting your time because you're not taking action. If you're not moving towards what you say you want, you're wasting your own time because all you're doing is talking or overthinking. And when you get to overthinking, you're overthinking because you're not taking enough action. If you're taking action, you don't have time to overthink. If you're executing, if you're moving, if you're focused, if you got tunnel vision for real, like on some real shit, you're not gonna overthink because the moment you start to realize, I'm thinking about this shit too much. Did I do it yet? No. That's why I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it because I know internally that I need to be executing. I need to be doing it. And I feel like if you really want something, like if you really want it, if you want it how you say you want it, if you want it as deeply as you think you want it, you're gonna work towards it. You're gonna push forward. Like, you're gonna use everything in you to get to where you're going. And there won't be excuses. There won't be lack of accountability. It won't be any of that because you know that in order for me to achieve this goal or reach this dream that I have to move. I have to execute. I have to take action. Or I'm just gonna be sitting here wishing and wondering and questioning, why didn't I? And it's like, why question why didn't you when you can do it now? Like, I'm a true believer in it's never too late. I don't care how old you is. Like, you can be in your 30s. 30 is not old. I don't know how many times I told you that. 30 is not fucking old. But you can be in your 30s, you can be in your 40s, you can be in your 50s. Shit, some people didn't make it or get rich till they 60s, 70s, or fucking 80s. So I feel like once you get out of that mindset of that limiting belief, that limited mindset, when you get out of that mindset, it's going to put you in a different position. It's going to give you a different perspective. You're going to sit there and be like, okay, I'm not worried about what they're doing over there. I'm not worried about what they're doing over there. When you focus on you, yourself, and let's say I, but not I, you, like y'all, when you focus on yourself, you're gonna realize, like, not only do you not need to be looking at everybody else's grass, you need to learn how to maintain your own. You need to learn how to water your own grass. You need to learn how to cut your own grass. You need to make sure your grass is good, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Like, you have to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. I cannot stress this fucking enough. I can't stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough. You have to put yourself first. If you're putting yourself last, you're gonna be last every time, because you putting people before you and in front of you, you're missing out on what you need. You can't get done what you need to get done because it's always what this person need and what that person need and what that person need. And at the end of the day, you're gonna sit there and look in the mirror like, damn, I'm not where I want to be. Why? Because I was too focused on putting other people in front of myself. You don't deserve to be on a back burner. You don't need to be on a back burner. And for real, you can't cook back there. Let's be real. Who wants to be on a back burner? And why would you put yourself back there and you putting everybody else in front of you? Then you're exhausted. Then you don't have enough energy to do for yourself. And you over here stressing and worrying, when for real, if you was putting yourself first, you wouldn't be stressed out. You wouldn't be exhausted. And if you were exhausted, it was from doing what the fuck you needed to do. That's it. Nobody else. It's less expectations and less disappointments. You're not upset at everybody else because you're not like, oh, I did this and that for this person and they can't do this little old thing for me, because those are expectations. So when you're doing stuff out the kindness of your heart, you don't have expectations. You're doing it because you feel like it's the right thing to do. But when you got expectations like that, when you're expecting people to be either like you or something that they're not, you're gonna be disappointed every time. Because why? You feel like you deserve something in return because you put yourself last. Now, if you put yourself first, then you decided to do something for somebody, you're not expecting that in return because you're full on your own. You have enough for yourself. You gave yourself enough to then give to others. Instead of giving to others and being depleted, then you're sitting here wondering why you feel like people aren't treating you how you feel like you need to be treated, or people aren't giving to you or reciprocating your energy like you feel like they should, when in reality, you have to make sure your cup is full. You have to make sure your cup is full. You don't pour out of your cup. You don't. This cup is for you. It's never supposed to be empty. It's supposed to, the overflow of your cup is supposed to go to others. not what's in it. What's in it is for you. What's in it is to complete what you need to complete within a day. What's in it is the love you're supposed to give yourself. What's in it is the peace you're supposed to find within yourself. And if you don't have that to fill you up, you're gonna forever be empty, and you're gonna continue to search and look and try to find people and things to fill that void, that emptiness, that gap, because you're not giving that love to yourself. Like, if you don't love yourself, you really can't love nobody else. And like, I know it sounds cliche, and of course it sounds like it makes sense and it's common sense, but it's not as common as you think. Like, loving yourself isn't just making sure you look good. Loving yourself is loving on yourself, having boundaries, treating yourself how you think everybody else is supposed to treat you. Because in reality, if you carry yourself a certain type of way, people are going to treat you that way anyway. You're not going to have to be like, oh, you got to treat me like this, or you better treat me like this. No, because they're going to come to you in a certain manner. They're going to come to you with a different type of respect because they see the way you carry yourself. That's another thing I mean about expectations. Also, let's not forget, when people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Because if they fucking quack like a duck and they walk like a duck, what the fuck is it? A fucking duck, okay? And I just want to tell y'all, that benefit of the doubt shit, out the window. No, 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 no. We don't do benefit of the doubt over here, baby. We do not do it. No, no, no. No, no, no. Because when you give people the benefit of the doubt, guess what you're doing to yourself? You're lying to yourself. You're manipulating yourself. You're gaslighting yourself. You're convincing yourself that you didn't see, hear, or feel whatever you saw, heard, and felt. You're convincing yourself that whatever action they took didn't happen. When in all actuality, it did. It happened. They moved like that. Believe them the first time and let that shit be what it is. Okay? Like, don't put yourself in a predicament, in a constant predicament. Because let's be real, sometimes people don't show their true colors. Sometimes they put a mask on and they wear that shit. They damn near glued it to their fucking face and walked around with that bitch. So, if that happens, I completely understand. Because it happens to the best of us. People be faking they funk, okay? They be faking the fuck out of their funk. But if we're talking about ignoring the red flags, the shit that we seen and heard and peeped and picked up, yeah, that's on you. Also, let's not forget. Let's not forget the next thing. Yeah, one more thing. Trust yourself, and that goes with when people show you who they are. You have to trust yourself, because if you don't trust yourself, that's when you start manipulating yourself and lying to yourself and convincing yourself that it's some shit that it isn't. When in all reality, it is that shit. You just didn't want to believe it. Yes, trusting yourself is so important, because if you don't trust yourself, you're not going to trust when you feel disrespected. You're not going to trust your boundaries. You're going to be honest with yourself when you really don't want to do something, and you just saying yes just because you feel obligated, or that's what people expect of you. So that's what you just continue to do. That's disrespecting your own boundaries. And when you do that, that's when you start to feel unloved, because you're assuming that the person is going to know that you don't want to really do it because you made a face or a certain type of body language. When yes, that works too. But if you're just saying yes, you can't be upset at them for expecting you to execute on that yes. Because a lot of times you can't expect people to tell you how you're feeling. You can't be thinking that, oh, they know I'm tired, even though you probably explained your whole long ass day to them. A lot of times people just want what they want for them because they're putting themselves first. So if you're not putting yourself first, you're not gonna come out your mouth and be like, no, I don't have the energy to do that. No, I'm not in the mood for that. No, I don't want to be bothered. No, I don't want to talk. No, like, if you're not being clear on those type of things, you're gonna run into a lot of issues. It's gonna affect your self-worth and your self-love because now you're disrespecting your own boundaries. You're ignoring what your body and your feelings, all in all, what you're telling yourself. So that's just really what I wanted to talk about today. Like, yes, it's always take care of yourself. I want y'all to take care of yourself. I want everybody to feel good about themselves. I want you to love who you see in the mirror. I want you to walk past yourself and be like, damn, that's me. That's me. I'm doing this. I did that. Yes, yes, yes. That's me. That's what I want. I want you. I want y'all to love yourselves so much that when people leave, it won't break you. Or when you feel like you're being rejected, it won't break you because you're full on the inside. You have to get to a point where that outside validation don't mean shit. When I say nothing, nothing. It's one of those things where you appreciate that it was said, but it doesn't make you. It's just a compliment. It's not a ooh she cause I need, it's not a I needed that. It's a that was cool. I appreciate it, but I got it in here. I got it in here. I love myself so much. I don't need that. I don't need that extra. I appreciate it because they don't have to give it. But I don't require it to feel good about myself because I know who I am. I know what I love about myself. I know who I love and I know it's me. And I want y'all to feel that. Like, I want y'all to get to the point where no matter what life throws at you, you're looking in here on the inside of yourself, finding that peace and finding that love. I want y'all to be able to sit by yourselves and be okay and be happy and enjoy your own company. I want you to be able to look inside yourself and find that understanding, that consideration, because if you don't have those type of things for yourself, if you don't have peace, if you don't have love, if you don't have understanding, if you don't have consideration, if you don't have respect, if you don't have trust, if you don't have those type of values and morals within yourself, you won't find it anywhere else. And when you do find it, you will never be able to appreciate it because you don't have it within you. You can't appreciate something you never had. And that's my message for today. I just wanted to, I know I be going real deep, but I be having to dig deep in them holes in the ground because I'm trying to, I'm trying to build a garden here. We trying to grow as a whole. I want y'all to grow with me. I'm trying to grow with y'all. I value my channel a lot. This is something I wanted to do for a long time. So to me, it's a lot bigger than I can ever explain. And I take pride in what I'm doing, a lot of pride. So I just want us to grow together because this is a journey we're all going on. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.
Everybody feelings. I don't wanna have to deal with these feelings. Shawty hit it, but she know.